Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. Here for some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 news and updates. Today is going to be a great day just because we have a slim chance, yes, not even 100% confirmed, but a small chance that we could be getting a new Xenoverse 3 trailer. So, as we all know, Summer Game Fest 2026 is going to be happening later today in exactly 7 hours. From the time of recording this video, I will be going live. I think it could be fun just reacting to the potential sparking Zero Super Limit Breaking Neo DLC trailer, even maybe Future Saga Chapter 4, the final DLC for Xenoverse 2, and the most anticipated game on my list, at least, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. I do feel like it's about that time just because they're currently in the promoting / marketing phase of things. After we get the hard confirmation, the announcement trailer, that's when they'll, start providing additional details or info after a couple of different months. And the last Xenoverse 3 update was at Battle Hour 2026 with the announcements trailer. So hopefully this time at Summer Game Fest, it's not necessarily confirmed that any of the Dragon Ball games will be there, but most likely Bandai Namco will be at this event just because there usually are. They cover a variety of different video games, but I would like to see some actual Xenoverse 3 gameplay. The first teaser trailer was just a CGI cutscene of John 1000 training in the laboratory, whatever you want to call it, Capsule Corporation headquarters, going up against the cyborg dummies. And then the announcement trailer, the second one, is where we got kind of like the anime art style cutscene. And then at the second half of the trailer, we got a little bit of the in-game cutscenes with the graphics, cel-shaded look, kind of capturing a little bit more of the anime style. Very nice stuff. So hopefully with this potential upcoming trailer, we could see some legitimate gameplay, maybe the free roam exploration, going over the menus, whatever it may be. I still think it's a bit too early to get that pre-order or even release date reveal, just because the game will be dropping 2027, and that's 6 months away. My prediction is that Xenoverse 3 will be dropping early 2027, Q1. Hopefully, maybe around February, just because that's when Xenoverse 1 released back in 2015. So it could be cool if that happens. But as I stated at the start of the video, we do have a small update, a follow-up to Rhymestyle's original tweets. I've gone over this a few times before. Shoutouts to Mitchell for the win for saying it's safe to assume we'll get no Xenoverse 3 news at Summer Game Fest, because from when this tweet was made, Battle Hour 2026 just happened with the announcements trailer, correct? It's way too soon. I don't expect them to reveal any more info until Future Saga Chapter 4 is out. I don't really think Xenoverse 2 DLCs has anything to do with Xenoverse 3 reveals and announcements. I do see why people think that, but then the GOAT Rhymestyle responded with, it's coming way sooner than you think. So the actual follow-up to Rhymestyle's tweet is going to be over here on this video. Shoutouts to President Rose for kind of doing this interview with Rhymestyle, and President Rose just asking the big questions. I'll be sure to have both of them linked down below in the descriptions, both goated content creators, and this is what they had to say.
There's one thing I want to ask you, man. If you can answer it, hopefully you can give us a little hint. Now, I saw on Twitter that a dude made a tweet, and he was saying that we might not see nothing at Summer Game Fest.
Talking about the tweet we just went over.
For Xenoverse 3, and you commented under his post.
Hey,
and you said,
so I did get a small heads up for something. You're gonna see something about the game a lot sooner than you think. It's not.
So he actually got a small heads up. Now, Rhymestyle doesn't necessarily confirm that we'll be getting something at Summer Game Fest. I do think that will happen just because Summer Game Fest is a ginormous event where all of the, I guess, gaming industries comes together just to promote their upcoming video games or maybe already announced games with DLCs. They want all eyes on this event, and I think Bandai Namco is going to be doing just that, because Xenoverse 3, again, is during the marketing phase, so why wouldn't they promote Xenoverse 3 a bit more, even though it's already one of the most anticipated games out there, to the audience? You know what I mean? And I feel like this could be the best opportunity for them to do so with the actual first gameplay trailer. Again, none of this is 100% confirmed, but this is why I'm going to be going live for this event here, just because something very well could happen. I do feel like there's a high chance. And then Rhymestyle kept on going. Let's see what he has to say.
Going to be anything crazy like with sparking? Because when they start doing sparking, they just outright let people play the game like 2 months later.
Right.
Something anything like that. But we're gonna see that game a lot sooner than people think.
Sparking Zero, when they first revealed it at Battle Hour, was like back in May 2023. We waited 9 months to get the next trailer at the Game Awards, correct? And then after the Game Awards, that's when they started doing the monthly trailers, the character trailers, the game demos at all the upcoming events. They went crazy with that game. We're currently in that phase for Xenoverse 3. We got the official confirmation. So now they're just going to be marketing and promoting the heck out of Xenoverse 3. Hence why I think we will, well, I shouldn't say will because it's not 100% confirmed. Also trying to keep my expectations extremely low, but I do think there's a good chance that we could be getting something Xenoverse 3 related at Summer Game Fest 2026. And Rhymestyle is saying that there's going to be nothing too crazy. Again, I think it's just going to be a trailer, which is standard, so maybe that's why Rhymestyle is saying it's nothing crazy. Hopefully they do show a bit of gameplay and just additional details about character creations, or just more of the cast characters, Goku, Vegeta, if they're going to be in the game, which most likely they will be, but again, it's set in age 1000, so how does that work unless time travel is a thing? Okay,
so do you talking about like the release or just like another trailer?
I don't know yet.
Okay,
again,
so you just got like
like one thing I want to point out is like if I ever get a heads up of shit, and I know this fucking sounds crazy because sometimes it just sounds like I just know shit. If I ever get a heads up, my heads up will always be like, hey, just so you know, X, Y, and Z will be at this event or at this thing, just so you know. So plan to be there if you want to be there. Like that's the heads up that I'll get.
So Rhymestyle doesn't necessarily know the details of what's going to be going down. Somebody contacted him, I'm assuming someone from Bandai, like the general manager or the community manager, the one with the social media accounts who takes care of all of that, I'm presuming, and said, hey, we could be showcasing something at this event, which is kind of cool, right? Now, Rhymestyle's not necessarily saying where or when exactly, which is totally fine. No one should expect Rhymestyle to just air out the info that Bandai secretly told them, and probably other content creators, right? So that's something I appreciate. Rhymestyle just, kind of putting it out there in the community that Xenoverse 3 is going to be happening sooner than we think in terms and reveals, which, going back to what I said, it's kind of something I already expected because, again, Xenoverse 3 is currently in the marketing phase of things, and it's something that we've seen before, like with Sparking Zero and all the other Bandai Namco video game reveals. After the hard confirmation, we start getting promotions and reveals and info.
Okay.
And I did get a heads up for something that's coming up soon, and it's not anything crazy. It's not like I'm leaking anything here.
Okay.
But we are going to see something with it. I don't know how much. It might even be nothing. It might be one of those things.
Again, Rhymestyle doesn't know the exact details, but I'm happy regardless, just because it's already been, a month and a half since Battle Hour 2026, which was the last reveal, and we're all starving for some Xenoverse 3 info or just content in general. Just give us more details about the game. How is it going to be like? Which, this is just the norm. Obviously, when time goes on, they'll drop bits and pieces here until the actual release of the game itself.
It's where they're going to show, like, fucking a character just moving, and that's it.
Okay.
Which, if they do that would be nice. Gameplay.
Okay. All right, this is my last question about that, and I'm gonna move on. Is it before Summer Game Fest, or you think it's at Summer Game Fest?
Which one's Summer Game Fest?
June. Summer Game Fest is June, something like the big game thing, bro.
We'll probably see it at that.
Hey, shout outs to President Rose for asking the big questions. To me, it kind of felt like Rhymestyle didn't necessarily want to answer this question, which is completely fine. Again, it's not necessarily his duty to air out all the details. that Bandai or whoever told them. Going back earlier in the video, Rhymestyle literally said if someone does give him a notice about X, Y, or Z, it will be at whatever type of event, right? So maybe Rhymestyle does know, but didn't necessarily want to air out everything, which I don't blame him. I think that's totally fine. But President Rose kind of pushed back a little bit, saying Summer Game Fest, the one happening June, and then Rhymestyle said, yeah, maybe it's that. So I don't want to say that this is 100% confirmation that we will get something Xenoverse 3 related at Summer Game Fest. It's just I found this video extremely interesting and wanted to go over it with you guys just to have us discuss down below in the comments. So it's not 100% confirmed by Bandai themselves, but again, me personally, I do feel like there's a high chance that we could be getting the next Xenoverse 3 trailer at SGF 2026. Very cool stuff here. Shout outs to both Rhymestyle and President Rose for doing this. Again, just getting a bit of extra details or clarification in regards to this tweet here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. If I haven't mentioned already, I will be live streaming this event just a little bit before it actually starts, just to discuss about Xenoverse 3, or maybe even just go over other video games you guys could be interested in. And here we have the times, right? So 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 9 p.m. GMT. Of course, you guys can do the conversions from the GMT if you are in different time zones. This is it for today's video. Thank you guys for the immense support as always, and I'll see you in the next one at the live stream later today, actually. Thanks for watching. Peace.